Hello, home studiers. Today we're going to have a look at multiplying fractions, and I want to start with something like this. My pen, a third of 9. Okay, so to find a third of 9, we've got 9 little dots here, and we have to put them into 3 groups and see how many are in each group. So to find a third of anything, you've got to put it into 3 groups. So here's our 9 dots in 3 groups. And you can see that each group has 3 dots. So a third of 9 is 3. I'm going to do another one. A third of 15. So we've got 15 things and we have to put them into 3 groups and see how many is in each group. I hope you can guess before I've finished. Maybe I can speed this bit up, I don't know. All right, there they are, 3 groups. So a third of 15 is how many is in each group, and that is 5. I'm going to write that down. A third of 15 is equals 5. Okay, a little bit more. One more, a quarter of 12. So now we've got to put this into 4 groups to find out how many is in a quarter of 12. So a quarter is dividing 12 into 4 groups. And there you can see that a quarter of 12 is 3 in each group. So I'll write that down. Write that around. 1/4 of 12 is 3. And that's all right if we're finding fractions of whole numbers, but you can also find fractions of numbers. So half of 2/3. For this, I'm going to draw you a little picture. Okay. Here's 2/3. Now, half of what we've just coloured in, you can probably see already, is 1/3. Half of 2/3 is 1/3. So the trick with multiplying 2 fractions together is that you can, if you multiply the top numbers, so let's stop using this word of and replace it with the symbol for of. Okay, so 1/2 times 2/3 equals, now if I multiply those top 2 numbers, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. I'm hoping that you can see straight away that 2/6 is the same amount as 1/3. I can even show you that in the circle. I'll just split those thirds up and turn them into 6. And half of our 2/3, half of 4/6 is 2/6, which is 1/3. Okay, so the shortcut trick to multiplying fractions is you multiply the top, the numerators, and that's where your answer goes, and you multiply the denominators, and that's where your answer goes. When you're multiplying, you don't need to use the same size denominators, so it's actually easier than adding. Now I just want to pop back up to our 1/3 of 9 for a minute, and we're going to write that as, in big language, as 1/3 times 9. And I want you to understand that the number 9 can also be written as 9 divided by 1. I don't know if you realise that this line here that we use for fractions is a divide sign. So this says that 9 is the same as 9 divided by 1. You know that 9 divided by 1 is 9. So you can write it as 9 divided by 1. So a third of 9 becomes, in your mind, if you like, or on your page, if you want to write it down, 1/3 times 9 over 1. Let's multiply the tops together. 1 times 9 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. And 9 divided by 3 is 3, which is the answer we got before. Let's have a quick go at this one. 1/3 of 15 is going to be, it's going to end up being 15 divided by 3, which is equal to 5, which is the answer we got before. And the last one, 1/4 of 12 is 3. 1/4 times 12 equals 12 divided by 4, which equals 3. Just before I go, let's go over here and find 2/4 of 12, which is going to be 2 12s of 24 divided by 4. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. 2/4 of 12, there's 1/4 of 12. There's 2/4 of 12. 1/4 of 12 is 3. 2/4 of 12 is 6. Guess what 3/4 of 12 is? I'll leave that bit to you. Okay. Thank you for watching.